Good morning, everyone. Can you hear back there? It's okay? All right. Welcome. Happy to be here with you. My name is Zopa, and this is Bill and Dora. We're associate teachers here at KCC, having the incredible privilege to try and share the Dharma that we've learned over the years, hoping it will benefit you in some way. So today, as usual, we'll follow our schedule of first shamatha together, sitting in calm abiding, with some guidance in the framework of refuge and being here for the benefit of others, first for the benefit of others, as Lama Michael has been emphasizing lately, first for the benefit of others. Our own benefit comes along as sort of a side dish, I guess. It's interesting to think about that. Not the main course. Does seem to work that way. So we'll do that. Then, as usual, we will have a tea break and time for greeting each other and catching up on whatever we need to say to each other. And then we will have a discussion, a Dharma discussion, and we hope you stay for that. It's a kindness and a generosity practice if you have the time to stay for that, because your questions, your insights, really do help the practice of everyone here, plus those who are streaming. It seems from when I'm looking, there's from half a dozen to a dozen people streaming most sessions now. So you can imagine them here with us also. Yesterday, I was over at Mayatripa College, and Lama Zopa Rinpoche was here. He's the teacher of one of my main teachers, Venerable Thubten Chudren. And as usual, he was teaching so much in such a very short time. But one thing that I keyed in on, because it was helpful to my mind, and I hope it's helpful to yours, is this idea, this truth, that at every single moment, we are constantly receiving the kindness and generosity of countless beings. So we are being given to constantly. So I thought about this last night and this morning. Strangers give us all these things we're using in this moment to practice Dharma. I don't know who built the microphone. I might have an idea of who did the Pecha table. Thank you. Well, you did some. Sorry. Or not sorry. At any rate, the roads we drive on, the cars we drive in, we can say these things very glibly, but think for a moment. You came in a car and a whole group of strangers built that. You probably never meet them, but without them, you could not have driven that car here. So we were given to. And we forget this, and instead I get irritated at the person who didn't take the right turn at the red light. Maybe they don't know the rule in Oregon. You can turn right at the red light. And I had to wait behind them. And then I said, may you be well, may you be happy, in the midst of my irritation. But this noticing, just noticing, constantly receiving. The difficult people in our lives who are really just labeled difficult by us. Other people love them and think they're great. Thus proving there's nothing inherently existent about them. Difficult ones give us difficulties. How cool. So every single person in this room I know, and others listening, I'm pretty sure would say, when I met a difficult person, maybe after it was over, maybe later, I got the gift. I got the gift. I could not have learned that patience without them. I could not have learned where I'm still stuck. Because I can get very proud and think, yeah, I'm sailing along in the Dharma. And then my brother-in-law shows up. He's a good teacher. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah. We're having a hard time finding what we agree on other than that we both love my sister. But that's probably enough. So seriously, he shows me that. And I work on seeing our sameness instead of our differences. And I don't think I need to mention what family and friends give us. It's obvious. But Lama Zopa said something interesting yesterday. He said, from all these people, bodhisattvas come. Never really thought about it. Maybe I had it like humans are here and bodhisattvas are over there. But bodhisattvas come from friends, family, enemies, and strangers. Where else would they come? They have to have a human life. So bodhisattvas come from these beings, and then from bodhisattvas come Buddhas. So even our liberation depends on these beings, friends, family, enemies, and strangers. Such a deep meditation. Let's do our refuge and bodhicitta prayer together before our shamatha, thinking of this truth, of this deep interdependence. We can't even stop them from giving us things. Even we said, no, don't give me one single thing. Too late. You're sitting on a zafu and a zabuton someone made. You're wearing clothes someone made. Too late. Can't stop the giving. Okay, so let's be here for them.
Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to reach die and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness.
I would say somewhat often when we're here together, we get this question: how does my doing shine, calm abiding, lead to the end of suffering of others? It's a really good question to contemplate. This morning I was thinking about it, and for me it comes down to the first of the Four Noble Truths of the Buddha, the first teachings that he ever did. So they say, to his 5 companions. He taught suffering. He taught about suffering. And he taught about the causes of suffering. And he said, the suffering is to be known. And the causes of suffering are to be abandoned. And then, of course, he taught the other 2 noble truths of there is an ultimate end of suffering. That's good news. And there's a path to be practiced. So, slowly but surely, I think I'm getting it, that I need to become very familiar with the suffering in my own mind. There's a tendency to want to get quite familiar with the suffering of others. So we look out on the world and we try and fix this and fix that and help this and help that. But until we really deeply experience the suffering in our own mind, we'll make constant mistakes about that fixing and helping. So, when we do that, it simply adds to the suffering. The impulse to help is good. It's part of our Buddha nature. But the confusion we bring simply adds to the suffering. And it's because we don't know the suffering in our own mind clearly, completely. So, for me, this is where calm abiding comes in. There's a saying that Buddhists are insiders. I don't remember the Tibetan word, but Buddhists are insiders. So we look inside. We go inside to see the cause, to see the suffering, to see how oh, I thought I was in control of myself and my life, but I can't even stop the next thought from coming. And I can't hold on to it. No matter how hard I try, it's going to go. And just seeing that is so important for our capability to help others. So I want to read one quote, and then we're simply going to engage in our shamatha the rest of the morning with a couple of breaks, which I'll signify by doing that. No, not that, this. So here's the quote. This is from a teacher named Andrew Olensky. The radical transience of the world, just think of that, radical transience. It's quite radical, just change, far more than we realize. The radical transience of the world makes it both tragic and beautiful. The tragedy is that nothing actually exists. It's all passing away the instant it forms. The beauty is that we have the means to be aware of this. The beauty is that we have the means to be aware of this. We have a moment to know the profound poignancy of this tiny corner of reality. You only have one shot at this moment. Don't miss it. So just settle into the body, a relaxed but firm posture. Settle into the mind with no judgment, no manipulation, no hope, no fear. Whatever shows up will go. That's the nature of it. It's quite good to have some kind of home base, especially if you're new at this, so the breath is quite often used, but you could use anything. And now let's just continue that way together. When you find yourself lost, distracted, wandering, that's fine, it's okay. It's simply an opportunity to see that that has occurred. Also to see that that has no substance. And come back to the brand new, fresh moment, which we've never been in before. have a stretch if you need. And come back fresh.
this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I'm sure we have some announcements that I don't know about, but a few. This next month, September, our dear friend Lama Eric Trebelhorn will be leading retreats out at our wonderful retreat land. One on calm abiding and insight, and one on Chenrezig. So please go on the website, registration's available. And then in October, I will be leading a class. I think the announcement will soon go up. 3 Saturday mornings, actually 2 in October, 1 in November, on equanimity and diversity, and we'll take a look at those issues which are potent in the news around race, gender, class, etc., through the prism of equanimity. So that should be fun and challenging. And then in November, Lama Michael and Tim Campbell will be leading again, a retreat out at our beautiful SCOL land on mind training, Tonglen, and a number of other mind training techniques. So that will also be up on the web soon. Today is our special Purifying the Shrine Room Cleaning Day. So please stay. It takes about 15 minutes. There's a whiteboard back there where you take a task and do it together. It's pretty fun. And if you can't stay for that, at least help shake out Sabutan or Safu out the doors, get them dusted off. If you have questions, see Willa, and she'll guide you.
That's after discussion.
Yes, not now, after discussion, at the end. Okay, anything else for the good of all? No? Well, then I'll say one more reminder. We have this wonderful mind training discussion group the 2nd and 4th Thursdays every month, so you can drop in, you can come anytime.
And since it takes time to part the waters in your life, I've been suggesting to everybody that they think about how to do that to make time for retreat. It's none too soon to be thinking about the winter retreat season, which will come up starting sometime beginning for, we hope this year, maybe a couple of months, beginning mid-February. So it's a time for personal retreat in a group setting. So think about it.
Short or long, your choice. Okay, tea time. Enjoy.